If you'd like to see a few ideas to gift the sewist in your life, stay tuned. Howdy from Texas again. I'm having a wonderful time with my family, and I thank you all for understanding the different surroundings and different camera angles that I have compared to what I usually have. But today I'm going to share some gift ideas for the sewist in your life, and this might be a video you want to share with your husbands or significant others that'll have some things that maybe Santa can bring you. So anyway, I also want to say thank you to my new subscribers. I'm just in awe still of how far we've come. My goal was to be at 1,000 by the end of the year, and here we are at 3,000, so it blows my mind. I'm very thankful. And speaking of thankful, with Thanksgiving this week, there is so much to be thankful for. And one of the big ones is my brother's health. And I thank you to all of you who prayed for him those months when I was down here the last time, helping him recover from surgery. So thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts. He's doing very well, and it's wonderful to be here with him in good health again. I'm just going to share some ideas that if you're a sewist, you might want to ask for Christmas, or just share this video with your husband and be surprised. So I'm going to start with some gifts that are under $25 and then go up from there. So the first item is a mug that I saw on Amazon that I thought was really cute. Please note that there are some affiliate links in here, and they'll be listed down below. If you do use the affiliate link, I will receive a small commission from that, which does help to build this channel. I'm trying to build it up enough that I can get some good microphone and some other equipment that'll help this channel be better. So if you use the affiliate link, it really helps us out. Definitely, you don't have to, but that's what happens if you do. So this mug I saw on Amazon, I thought was really cute. Life is short, buy all the fabric. Who can't relate to that? And it's just it'd be a great little item. You could put some spools of thread in there or something like that. Maybe some different sizes of sewing needles, and gift it to someone, maybe a secret sister who sews or something like that. I thought it was cute. Another one is the Bobbin Buddies. Now I have these, and they're wonderful. You can slide the hook through the bobbin and then into the spool of thread, and it keeps them together, which is really nice to store them together, because then you don't waste that little bit of bobbin thread that's left on your bobbin. And again, under $25. So then I saw this little box of Wonder Clips that was in a cute little box. Wonder Clips are fantastic. I use them when I sew faux leather so that you don't put pins into it, because you can't put holes into that. I use it for quilting, and I use it when I sew with my grandchildren so that they're not having to deal with pins, especially the really little ones. So that's an idea there too. Labels are fun to do. I have some personalized labels, but I thought these were so cute, and they're just handmade with love, and they iron on, which is great, because to have iron on is really easy, convenient. It's not something that is going to show on the outside. Iron on labels are wonderful. And these I thought these were just adorable. So there's an idea for a gift. You could even put these labels inside the mug. That would be cute as well. So the next few things on my list are books. And one of them I think is just it's definitely going to be added to my collection. And when I was a young woman, a new mom, and I was starting to learn more about fit for me. You can learn how to sew when you're younger and still not really understand how to fit things on a body. And that's where I was as a young woman. Nancy Zieman, rest her soul, she just died recently, but she had a show called Sewing with Nancy on PBS, and I never missed it when I was younger, and I learned so much from her. She has a book called Pattern Fitting, and it just looks like it would be so awesome to have, and I actually am going to add that one to my collection as well. The Tilly and the Buttons book, Stretch, is definitely on my list. That's where the popular Joni pattern comes from, and I definitely want to make that dress, and I think that's the only way you can get that pattern, if I'm not mistaken. It looks, it's just a wonderful book. There's so many great projects in there, and it's definitely worth the money, and I definitely am going to add that to my collection, whether it be buy a gift or just because I buy it for myself, which I might do. Tilly also has another one called Love It for Stitch, to Demystifying Dressmaking, that has a lot of acclaim. I've not read that one, but it looks like it would be a really good thing to add to your collection as well. And then if you like fiction and you like stories about like the history of clothing, I read a novel by Jennifer Robson called The Gown, and it is a fabulous story. It's a fiction story, but it could be true. It's a historical fiction story about Queen Elizabeth's gown and a woman who worked on it, and it was just an incredible story. I think as a seamstress, you'll appreciate it more than the average person. I loved this book, and I hope that you love it too. It's about generations and passing things down from one to another. It was really good book, so I wanted to throw that in there as something that a sewist would appreciate. Although it's not about sewing, it is about, although it's not a sewing gift, it is a book about sewing. So I thought you might enjoy that if you like to read fiction. Another idea is the Gutterman thread box of colors. I actually have this, and it's so nice to just be able to have almost a shade of anything when you're looking for something. I don't buy thread usually when I buy fabric, because I see what I have at home first, and almost 9 times out of 10 I have what I need already because I have this box. So that is definitely a good thing to have. So those were a few things that I found that were under 25. Now let's go to over 25, and I mean the sky's the limit. Some things on here are very expensive. Some things are not quite, but some things are very expensive. But we can dream, right? Let's start with the Oliso Irons. They have one that is a full size, but it has a lot of features, like it's activated by touch so that it stays cool. I have not used one, so I don't know how it would heat up so fast, but a friend of mine on Instagram, Caroline's Handmade, she demonstrated one on Instagram. It looks amazing. So that is definitely an iron I would like to try. And the little Oliso Mini would be fantastic to have for things like doll clothes and bags, things where you have to get into smaller corners. I think that would be a really nice thing to add to your collection as well. The Madam's, there's a Madam Sew set of 32 sewing machine feet. That would be also a great gift. I think that runs around $30 to $40, somewhere in there. And you have a lot of feet that, if you don't have a lot of feet, this is one way to get a lot of what you need. Granted, they are third party, but from what I see, they work pretty well. I think they would work as long as you have a low shank machine with a snap on and off feet. I think they would work fine. I do have some third party feet, and they work fine. I had no problems with them. Maybe the Janomes might be made with harder plastic or whatever, but these are great feet, I think. I think I wouldn't be afraid to try them. The next thing is this needle box of Klass sewing machine needles. It's a assortment, so you would pretty much have every kind of needle that you would need in this box. I would love to get that box because I go through needles like crazy, and not only is it the needles themselves, but it comes in such a really nice box that you could keep your needles in. I think it would be definitely worth asking for. And now we move up the pay scale a little bit. And one thing that is on my list that I never will probably get is the Janome air thread serger. It threads itself. I have a love-hate relationship with my serger. It definitely, I wouldn't want to be without it, but to thread it is such a bear. So it would be awesome to have one that threads itself, and I wouldn't be shying away from, you know, using color thread and stuff like that. I tend to use black, white, and gray at this point, just because I don't want to have to change it real often. And then I'll group the black projects together and then group white projects together, just to not have to change my serger thread. And I'd really like that to be not a problem. It's not a problem. I can do it. It's time consuming, and sometimes it can be really difficult depending on, I don't know what the factors are, but sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's not. So I would love to have an air threaded machine. My serger could use an update. I've had it now for quite a while, and definitely need to go have a new blade put on it sometime soon. But you know, just having to be without it is really hard. So I wouldn't mind having a second serger anyway. So the Janome air thread serger is definitely on my list. The next item on my list is the Janome Coverpro cover stitch machine. I would love to have, I sew a lot of knits. I love to wear knits, and I would love to have a cover stitch machine to be able to just, you know, speed up the process of hemming knits. That would be great. I don't know where I'll put it, but I would love to have one. And then the very last thing is a big wish, and that is one of the Memory Craft Horizon Janome sewing machines. The one that I sewed on at an expo was, I think, the 9500 or the 9400. One of the best features, I think, of those Janome Horizon machines is the size of the bed between the needle and the side arm. It's bigger, so you can get bigger projects in there, and there's no more rolling things up and trying to get them in. So that would be awesome. It has a lot of other automatic features, and some things I probably would never use, but some things I would probably use all the time. So I would love to add one of those to my collection. I doubt that's going to happen this year, but maybe if my channel grows, I'll be able to do that someday. They're very pricey, and I don't think it's in the budget for me at this time, but maybe later. I would love to do that later. So anyway, if you're looking for an inexpensive machine, maybe somebody who wants to start sewing, I would look at the Janome Magnolia line. I have the Magnolia 7330, I think, and it is wonderful. I used it. I never have a problem. It goes through anything. I don't have any problem with skip stitches as long as I have new needles in there, and you know, I take care of it. I have no issues whatsoever. I have another Janome that I've had since 1986. It's a Combi DX, and it has a serger on the back of it. It's real interesting. Never really used the serger part, but you can flip it around and it's a serger, and flip it back and it's a sewing machine. But the sewing machine part of that is a workhorse. It will go through anything, and I still use that. I drag that out whenever I'm doing jeans for to have it threaded with top stitching thread and go back and forth. And sometimes when I'm really busy, like during the holidays, doing a lot of gifts and I'm working on 2 or 3 things at the same time, I will have both machines out. And I will never get rid of either one of those machines because I love them. They're wonderful. So even if I did get a Horizon, I would probably just have 3 machines because they're just fantastic machines. I would say that anything you bought that was Janome would probably be top quality. That's just my opinion. So anyway, those are my favorites on my list. What's on your list? Maybe we can expand this list into some things that people can look at. Go ahead and leave those in the comments. And in the meantime, On Wednesday the 4th, we're going to start the 20 days of Christmas. On Wednesday, I'm going to show you how to make a journal. Actually, it's a cover that turns a composition notebook into a journal, and show you how to do that. So it's a refillable journal, which is great. I use mine for a prayer journal. You could use it for any kind of note-taking that you wanted. And it's a great gift, and it's a definite scrap buster. So I'm going to show you how I construct those on Wednesday, and I will have a complete tutorial for you so that you will have everything you need. You will not need to buy a pattern or anything, and you will be able to construct those yourself. And then I'm also going to be, as time goes along, I'm going to show you some things to do with photographs and how to put photographs on any fabric, not just the sheets you buy, but you can actually use any fabric to put photos on. And I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm going to show you some projects where you can use those photographs. I'm sitting in front of a quilt that I made for my brother that way about 3 years ago. I have planned to show you how to make the quilts, ornaments, and maybe even some other things. So that will be a few of the days. And then one of the things I'm going to do as we're going through the photo projects, since I am a photographer, I ran a photography business for 19 years. I have photographed over 600 weddings. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do that anymore because of an injury, but I'm making the best of it. And I started this YouTube channel with my other passion. But I can share a little bit of my knowledge with you and present one of those quick videos on how to improve your photography for the holidays. So I will have a sort of a non-sewing video in there, but I think that I did this survey a while ago, and everybody said yes, they would be very interested in that. So as we're going through these photo projects, there will be one video in there. I'm going to present the workshop that I used to give people called From Fuzzy to Fabulous, and it's how to take better pictures with any camera, even your phone. So hopefully that will be helpful to you, and maybe you can give some personalized gifts this Christmas. So, and there are many, many, many more projects I have planned. So there will be something every day from December 4th to December 24th. So 20 days of Christmas. All right, it's my answer to Vlogmas. I'm not crazy about taking Christ out of Christmas. I talked about that before. So I'm not calling it Vlogmas, but it's my version of it. 20 days of Christmas. And I will be participating in like a round robin little Vlogmas thing in the middle there. I wanted it to be purposeful. I didn't want it to just be, people are busy at Christmas time. So I know that if you're going to tune in here, you want real information. So I'm giving you a Christmas idea every single time. You'll either see a tutorial or a review of a pattern or something useful for your Christmas sewing. So that is my pledge to you. It won't be fluff. You can turn in every day and get information. All right, so have a wonderful weekend. I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing next week. I still have a lot of Christmas sewing to do, even though I did a lot of it. I actually knocked out about half of my Christmas list before I got down here because we do Christmas down here. So, all right, well, have a wonderful day, and I will see you back in cold Ohio next week. Bye-bye. Happy sewing.